hard, man. It's really hard.
So what would you say is like if you had to outline the average experience of a 16-year-old or even a 17-year-old in whether it's the OHL, Junior A, even Junior B or whatever, what do you think the average experience looks like for that player in terms of ice time, whether it's number of minutes, number of shifts, how much they're going to play, whether or not they're scratched, what kind of opportunity they get when they do play. Like if you had to map out what does that experience look like for the average kid in that situation. So
Above average, not the average would be the true average would be you're probably not going to play much. But
what does that mean, like specifically?
The true average meaning like if you took let's go OHL only, Ontario Hockey League only. Let's say you have three rookies per team, let's say, like 16-year-olds. We'll call them 16, 17-year-olds, first year guys. So that's 60 players. If you average all those 60 players, like the true average of those 60 players is most kids aren't playing a whole lot.
What is a whole lot though? Like what is
I'm talking
minutes?
I'm talking like 3 shifts a period tops.
Yes. Okay, and then
tops.
And then what kind of shifts are those 3 shifts?
They're not the important. Nah, they're all important. It's what I would call them are developmental shifts. Because make no mistake, there's guys playing OJHL or different leagues that can replace that fourth line guy several times, like because they're just 19 years old or 18 years old. So yeah, those shifts are typically grind them, don't get scored on against the other team's fourth line matchups.
A 5-on-5 in the role, like not critical minutes, not power play penalty kill, not crunch time shifts. And I don't know, like, this is why I'm asking the questions. I don't know what the expectation is, but it's normally not that. And I think it's to your point of they think they're going to be different or the parents think they can be different. And if you judge guys just on skill for skill, if you bringing in on your OHL team a first, second, third round pick or whatever, that's a high skilled player. You might look at the second line right winger and say, my kid is higher skilled than this kid. And therefore, he should play there. But that isn't how she works, though. Because that kid is in his 3rd year and understands how to get the puck off the wall better than you, or understands how to block a shot better than you, or understands how to not cost opportunities against better than you. And it's things that parents and players don't look for. And I know because I remember doing it in junior, man. Like I remember all I ever thought of is I could impact offensively more than you. That's all I ever thought. And I was probably right in certain ways. But again, this goes to you focus on what you want to focus on. I didn't want to focus on the fact that I didn't get the puck out 3 out of 5 times. I didn't want to focus on the fact that every time I went out to block a shot, I didn't really want to be there. Those kinds of things are in the second, third effort in the battle or on the walls or staying on your D side or all these details that higher level hockey people are now looking at and caring about. I didn't want to pay attention to those things because I'm 16 years old and I'm a little kid still. And I think that the most important thing is that I can score or I can get a point or I can do whatever. And that's what the parents think too most of the time.
Well, like I've just used an example the other night where I was watching an OHL game live and there's a power play. So I had one of the younger D up at the top, right? We had the flanks. So the puck came across and he sent it over to this guy's left side, which would be a right hand shot one-timer. So it was like perfect, sent it over, and it was he had to the shooter had to reach and bobble the puck. So I noticed that. A lot of people might not notice that pass not being perfect. Then so recovered, bang, 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 zip it around again. So then got it to the same kid again. This time he had to like reach to get the puck and because way out of his reach. So mom and dad might look at that and say he's on the power running good. Oh man, he got him the puck, couldn't get a shot off. Or maybe they didn't even see what that pass actually looked like. But me watching it, I'm going, that kid can't shoot the puck ever. If you give it like that, it's not even close to the wheelhouse. So on that one power play, there's 2 shots that could not happen. And that may have been goals, may have been rebounds, may have been saves. Who knows? But they weren't shots because the player that was dished off to couldn't handle the, not say he couldn't handle the puck. The puck is not shootable, right? So that's mom and dad might go, he's on the power play, he's doing well. It's no, he's on the power play, he didn't do well. He actually, we didn't get a shot off because of your pass.
Yeah, we missed 2 opportunities.
Yeah.
Right.
So like when mom and dads look at it, they say he's got the opportunity, or maybe it's the guy that's shooting the puck. If it's in the wheelhouse and he doesn't get him off and he bobbles him, it's like mom and dad have to, and the kid have to look at it and say, maybe I'm not ready for this yet.
Yes.
Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I have to be better. Right.
Yeah. And then it's like, because then the next line of thinking for a lot of parents, a lot of players too, is like, well, if you just give me a chance.
Yeah. You don't get a chance
to do it and to try, like I could then I can develop more, and when you get to these levels in junior, and this is why you always say like hockey's not hockey till you get to junior, because now winning is the most important thing. Teams want to develop players so that they can win.
Yeah.
Winning is still number one.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's all it is at that level.
Right. So you have the luxury in AAA or in minor hockey or youth hockey or whatever, where the expectation is that the coaches and the organizations are trying to move kids on to higher levels, meaning that everybody needs to get opportunity. Everybody needs to see the ice on the power play, penalty kill, and get touches and experience doing all those things, which is good. But that isn't the reality of what happens when you get to higher level. And so parents will take that mindset of, well, if he just got a chance to do it, then that means he would be able to do it better than this guy because he's more skilled than this guy. And that's not the case at all. And you're not just owed that opportunity anymore, And so this mindset is just, while I'm listening to you guys talk in the meeting there about some of these different examples that they're dealing with right now, and that I deal with, frankly, like when parents call me to talk about this kind of stuff, it's like, it just, you don't know all the information. So it's hard to have a fair perspective when you're not someone that's behind the scenes, right? When you're just mom and dad, or when you're just one of the players, you just don't have all of the information on what's going on the backside to be able to confidently say, well, if he just got a chance to do this, like he would be able to develop better and all this stuff. It's like you don't know what the variables are and what the coaches need to consider, or just that, what they need to consider as the coaches. Like, what are they trying to do? What is the actual goal? And people can think that they get it when you explain it to them, but they don't actually get it when you're not the one in the driver's seat. It's like you can tell people smoking is bad for you, but until they have a cardiac event, sometimes that message just doesn't sink in, man, because they haven't actually experienced what it's going to be like doing it the wrong way or whatever it is, So I really liked how you highlighted that, though, those small pieces of, you missed a pass, even though it looked like you made the pass, you missed a pass. Who knows to judge that? The coaches know, right? The higher level people in the organization know. Some of the players might realize it, like that pass is off.
Some not, but
right?
yeah.
Some not.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of people just watching the game don't know whose fault that is, right? They don't know whose fault it is. If a kid bobbles a pass, was it the kid's fault for bobbling it, or was it the guy's that passed it?
Yeah.
And it could be either.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation.
It could be either. Could
but
be
you just
both.
don't know. You don't have the know-how necessarily to be able to judge that, and that's actually critically important. And those are the kinds of details that we're talking about now. Those are the kind of details that we're looking at. Like we talk